A simple "hello," a notification that seemed harmless, turned into a devastating loss of $8,000, nearly 6.7 lakh rupees. No virus was sent. No sophisticated hacking of a server occurred. There was no complex code involved. Just one social media message. In the shadows of your digital life, a massive, multi-billion-dollar economy is thriving, invisible to the average user. It's built on trust, manufactured reality, and the cold psychological art of the profile. We scroll, we like, we follow. But what if your next follower is actually a professional fraudster? Today, we go inside the factory of deception to unmask the face behind the fake profile. This is the truth about the social media fraud economy. Every click, every interaction is a potential doorway into a carefully constructed trap. We're uncovering the secrets they don't want you to see. Social media was designed to connect us, but scammers have turned it into the ultimate global hunting ground. Every single year, hundreds of millions of profiles are created with a single, predatory purpose: to exploit human psychology. It's not just a few lone hackers working from a basement. It's a highly organized, global fraud economy. Scammers don't just guess. They study your patterns, your interests, your family connections, and your deepest vulnerabilities before they ever hit send on that first message. They use trust as a weapon, leveraging the very features designed for connection, likes, comments, and mutual followers, to build a fortress of legitimacy around their lies. By the time you notice the first red flag, you're already miles deep in the trap. The numbers are staggering. Billions of rupees are lost every month to these digital ghosts, and the scale is only increasing as they leverage the algorithms that were built to keep us engaged. Welcome to the internal workings of the fake profile factory. This isn't just one person making a single mistake. It's an industrialized, high-speed process. Using automated scripts and bot networks, scammers can generate thousands of believable accounts in mere minutes. They scrape photos from real people, often from accounts that have been dormant for years, and give them a brand new, carefully curated identity. They don't stop there. They buy thousands of followers and likes to create social proof, making a 3-day-old account look like a 3-year-old influencer profile with high engagement. Every detail, from the professionally written bio to the perfectly timed pinned posts, is engineered to lower your psychological guard. They are building a digital skin, a mask so convincing that even the most skeptical users might find themselves hitting accept without a second thought. This is the first stage of the heist, the creation of a ghost. The most dangerous trap in the scammer's arsenal isn't financial, it's emotional. This is the romance scam, and it's a slow-burn, high-precision operation. The scammer doesn't ask for a single rupee on day one. Instead, they spend weeks, sometimes months, meticulously building an unbreakable bond. They listen to your problems, they mirror your values, and they become the perfect digital companion you've been searching for. They use love bombing, an overwhelming, constant stream of attention and affection, to cloud your rational judgment and create a dependency. Once the emotional hook is set deep, they introduce a sudden, heart-wrenching crisis, a medical emergency, a sudden legal issue in a foreign country, or a travel problem that only you can solve. Because you care, your first instinct isn't to verify the facts, it's to help the person you love. And that help always comes in the form of an urgent wire transfer. In an instant, the love of your life vanishes, leaving behind a shattered heart and a bank account that has been completely drained. If they don't target your heart, they target your ambition and your dreams of financial freedom. Enter the pig butchering scam, a name as brutal as the tactic itself. It starts with a seemingly accidental message. Is this Rahul? Or a warm recommendation from a successful investor you met in a comment section. They show you polished screenshots of massive gains, lakhs of rupees made in a single afternoon of trading. They direct you to a professional-looking crypto platform or an investment app that looks indistinguishable from the real thing. At first, you invest a small amount, and the app shows you're making a profit. You might even be able to withdraw a small sum to build absolute trust. But then comes the big opportunity. They urge you to invest everything, your life savings, your EPF, your retirement pension. But the moment you try to withdraw the millions you think you've made, the account is frozen. The support team demands more money for processing taxes, and the mentor who guided you vanishes. The money was never being invested. It was being stolen the moment you hit send. Sometimes the scam is as simple as a single well-placed link. Scammers send DMs that look like official security warnings from the platform, or a friend asking you to vote in an innocent contest. These links lead to phishing sites, perfect pixel-for-pixel clones of real login pages. The moment you enter your username and password, you haven't logged in. You've just handed over the keys to your entire digital kingdom. Within seconds, the scammer has changed your recovery email, your phone number, and enabled their own two-factor authentication. You are effectively locked out of your own life. But the damage doesn't stop with you. Your account is now a weapon, a trusted source used to send the same phishing link to every single person in your contact list. The infection spreads like wildfire, fueled by the deep trust your friends and family have in your name. You become the unintended carrier of a digital virus that can compromise hundreds of people in a single night. For high-value targets, scammers turn their focus to LinkedIn. This is corporate reconnaissance. They aren't looking for a quick 5,000 rupees. They are looking for the keys to a company's multi-crore payroll or procurement system. By stalking employees, they learn about the company's internal hierarchy, the specific projects they are working on, and the names of their trusted vendors. They create a fake profile of a senior executive or a high-end recruitment agent. They might offer a dream job with a salary of 50 lakhs a year, just to entice you to download an application form that contains hidden malware. Once that malware is inside the corporate network, the scammer can silently monitor emails, intercept legitimate invoices, and divert massive payments into their own offshore accounts. Your professional network, built over years of hard work, becomes their detailed roadmap to a sophisticated corporate heist. They play the long game, waiting for the perfect moment to strike when millions are at stake. Scammers also hide behind the fame and reputation of others. They create shadow profiles of popular influencers, celebrities, and even trusted government officials. They copy every post, every story, and even the specific captions to make the profile look identical to the real one. Then they launch the fake giveaway. They comment on the real influencer's latest posts, telling fans they've won an iPhone, a luxury watch, or a Bitcoin prize. All you have to do to claim it is pay a small shipping fee or a verification deposit of 2,000 rupees. It sounds like a small amount to risk for a big reward, but when they do this to 10,000 unsuspecting people, it becomes a multi-crore operation in a matter of hours. They exploit the admiration and trust you have for your idols to pick your pocket. By the time the real influencer can post a warning to their followers, the scammer has already deleted the account and moved on to the next celebrity profile. An account takeover is like a digital virus that feeds on your reputation. Once a scammer has control of your profile, they have a platform built on years of trust. They don't just send phishing links, they post on your story, telling your closest friends about a family emergency or a guaranteed investment that you've personally tried. Because the message is coming from your account, in your voice, your friends don't suspect a thing. They send money via UPI, digital wallets, or gift cards, thinking they are helping you in a time of need. This creates a devastating chain reaction of fraud that can wipe out the savings of an entire social circle in a single day. The scammer isn't just stealing your login data. They are stealing your reputation and using it as a weapon to betray the people who trust you the most. Recovering your account is only the first step. Recovering the broken trust of your friends and family takes much, much longer. Where does the stolen money actually go? The final, most complex stage of the trap is the money mule funnel. To stay invisible to the police and financial regulators, scammers never transfer stolen funds directly to their own bank accounts. Instead, they use a vast international network of money mules, often regular people who think they have a legitimate work-from-home, data entry, or payroll job. The stolen money is broken into hundreds of small, untraceable amounts, moved through various UPI IDs, converted into untraceable gift cards, or laundered through decentralized crypto exchanges. It crosses international borders in seconds, moving through a global chain of shell companies and offshore accounts that exist only on paper. By the time you realize you've been defrauded and report it to your bank, the money is already halfway around the world, washed clean and completely untouchable. This level of complexity is why catching these scammers is so incredibly difficult, and why your awareness is the only real line of defense. The true cost of social media fraud isn't just measured in rupees or dollars. It's measured in the raw panic that sets in when you realize your entire life savings have been wiped out in an afternoon. It's the desperate, hour-long calls to the bank, only to be told the transaction is irreversible and the money is gone. It's the crushing tension it creates within families. the deep sense of shame that prevents victims from even speaking out, and the lasting psychological trauma of being betrayed by someone you truly thought you knew. Scammers don't just take your money. They take your sense of security and your trust in the digital world. For many, the financial loss is just the beginning of a long, painful journey toward recovery. This is why we must break the silence and share these stories. Fraud thrives in the dark, and your story might be the one warning that saves someone else from falling into the same devastating fate. Silence is the scammer's greatest ally. As we look toward the future, the traps are getting terrifyingly smarter. We are entering the era of AI-driven fraud. Scammers are now using deepfake technology to create video calls that look exactly like your boss, your close friend, or even your child. They use voice cloning AI to mimic the exact tone, cadence, and emotion of a loved one in a state of distress. The fake profile is no longer just a static image or a carefully written bio. It's a living, breathing digital puppet designed to deceive your eyes and ears. They can now bypass security questions and even some forms of biometric authentication with ease. The same technology that makes our lives easier is also making it easier for professional fraudsters to craft the perfect lie. The lines between reality and digital fabrication are blurring, and the "hello you receive tomorrow" might be more convincing than anything we've ever seen before. The evolution of fraud is here, and it is entirely digital. Your eyes can no longer be trusted alone. But despite this evolution, you are not powerless. The biggest and most effective weapon scammers use is not technology, it is your trust. And that means your best defense is a healthy, consistent dose of digital skepticism. Always verify the age of a profile. A sudden influencer with thousands of followers but only 3 posts is a massive red flag. Never click on shortened links in DMs, even if they appear to come from a trusted friend. Enable two-factor authentication using a dedicated app, not just SMS, which can be intercepted. Most importantly, never under any circumstances send money or share your personal financial details with someone you have only ever met online. If a deal sounds too good to be true, or a crisis sounds too urgent to verify through a secondary channel, it is almost certainly a scam. Your awareness is the one wall they cannot climb. Stay vigilant, stay skeptical, and keep your digital life and your hard-earned money secure. Awareness is your strongest armor. If this video opened your eyes, like, share, comment your thoughts, and subscribe to Corporate Secrets.